So, if you are a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you are a therapist, and you are thinking about raising your prices, or you already have a high ticket offer but you keep second guessing it, you keep giving discounts to your friends, family, you keep allowing prospects to tell you what to charge, basically, this episode is for you. I have had multiple conversations inside Leverage 20 with clients who want to charge higher rates. They know their coaching is worth it. They know the value they are providing. They have gotten the results for their clients. They have tons of testimonials and the experience, but they are still hesitating to go all in on the higher price and stick with that. And here is where it really gets real. Some of them told me that their friends are now applying to work with them, which is great, which is amazing, because when you are having an online coaching business, one of the first clients are your friends and family. But now suddenly this one client feels guilty about charging high ticket. They are thinking how can I charge my friend this much? He told me his financial situation and I want to give him a deal. So today I'm going to give you 3 reasons why discounting is destroying your sales, why discounting is never the answer to double your revenue in the next 90 days. And I will tell you what it is actually costing you and why you need to have a strategy to raise your rates instead of discounting and letting other people to pick apart your offer. That's the word. That's what I want to say. Don't let prospects and strangers pick apart your offer and tell you what you need to charge. So welcome. This episode is going to be amazing. So the first reason why discounting will never double your revenue is that discounting your offer expresses a lack of confidence and conviction in what you are selling. So when you drop your price and you are not being generous, right? You are telling your prospect and to yourself that you don't fully believe in the value of what you are offering. And your prospect can feel that even when you are in Germany like me, and your prospect is in Canada or in the US, they feel that you don't fully believe in your offer and in yourself. They are reading your energy, they are reading your certainty. And if you are tiptoeing on the price, they are tiptoeing on the decision they have to make with yourself. So you cannot transfer conviction that you don't carry right now. Write this down. You don't, or you cannot transfer the conviction that you are not carrying right now. And what do you learn so much from watching and listening to this episode or to all my episodes on Anu Talk Show? That sales is a belief transfer. Okay, and I'm going to be so direct with you because the reason most women of color coaches and experts are not discounting, or why they are discounting, is not because prospect cannot afford it. Okay, so if you are a woman of color coach, you are an industry expert, you have an expertise, and the reason why you are discounting is not because the prospect cannot afford it. It's because you are afraid as the coach and the industry expert. You are afraid what the prospect might say. You are afraid what your friends will say. You are afraid that they will label you as someone who only wants money. You are afraid of getting an objection that you don't know how to handle and how to answer. You are so afraid that people will label you as greedy and that you, how can you charge high ticket for a service that is life-changing? So instead of standing in your price, 3K, 5K, 10K, 20K, no matter, instead of standing in your price and having the conversation and dealing with the objection, You cut the number before they even push back. Before they are able to even reject the price, you are rejecting the price. And that is not a sales problem. That is not a strategy problem. That is the belief problem. And no discount strategy will fix that belief problem. That's why, like you get in the curriculum when you are joining a program, you get in the curriculum the strategy. But if you are not getting the coaching in order to implement the strategy, no strategy will work for you to raise your rates, to raise your belief. Because you have to believe and get the coaching that discounting is not about generosity. Generosity? You know what I mean. Like discounting is not about generosity. I think that's the pronunciation. It's actually avoidance. It's avoidance, and you are telling your brain that this is a favor you are doing to the prospect. But you have to be confident in what you are selling. Are you confident in what you are selling? Are you confident in the value you deliver? Are you confident in your expertise? You have to look a prospect in the eye, no matter if it is in person or virtual, and you have to communicate the value without flinching. You have to hold the safe space for your prospect to feel safe to move forward with you. So you have to look at the prospect in the eye and know the value you are delivering. That is a skill. And what do we know about skill? Skill is something you are building by doing and doing and doing the work over and over again. By learning, by doing, and by getting the feedback and refining it. That is the skill. And that is coming with work. You cannot expect to jump into entrepreneurship and wishing that you have the skill. It comes with putting in the work. Are you putting in the work right now? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so that was the first reason. Let's talk about the second reason why you will never double your sales by discounting your offer. Okay, by letting other people to pick apart your offer and say like, oh, for the first phase, I will pay you $500. Or you know what? I already have this and I learned it in another program. I only need that. Can you only sell me that? No, baby boo-boo, this is my business and we are not picking my offer apart here. Okay, so are you ready? Do you have your pen and paper? So the second reason is that by discounting your offer, you are reducing the perceived value of your offer in your audience's eye. Okay, again, you are reducing the perceived value of your offer in your audience's eye. People value things based on what they pay for them. Okay, people value things based on what they are paying. That is not opinion. That is actually how our brain works. When someone sees a high price tag, they assume high value, they assume high quality and high transformation. Think about the Louis Vuitton bag. Why are there people paying $5,000? Because they know high value, high quality, high status. So when you drop the price, you don't make the offer more attractive. You make it look less valuable. And if it is less valuable, that doesn't mean more high ticket, quality, qualified buyers are coming in. Actually, by reducing the price, you are now attracting a different type of clientele. So your price is a signal. Make sure it's sending the right message. Okay? Think about it this way. If you walked into a store, right? And you are seeing the Louis Vuitton bag and it's marked 70% off. Your first thought is not, oh my God, what a great deal. Your first thought is, what is wrong with the Louis Vuitton bag? And now you are checking the bag, you're seeing if the stitches are coming off, you're seeing if the zipper is working, right? So your prospect think the same way about your coaching offer. If you are discounting it, they wonder, is this still actually high ticket? Is this still a premium transformation I'm getting? Will this actually get me the results in a fast and speed way? Or is this coach just trying to fill the spots? And once that perception drops, it is incredibly hard to raise it again. Once that perception drops, it is so hard to raise it again. I remember there was a time in my childhood, there was a statement my parents said over and over again. They always said, like, once someone, I'm not sure what they said, but it is literally the same. Like, once the perception in their eyes drops, it is so hard to raise it again. And that is why sales psychology matters. That is why understanding your buyer's decision-making criteria is not optional. It is essential, especially if you are in this health, wealth, and relationship niche and you are trying to scale your business to 100K and beyond with one offer, with one high-ticket offer. You need to understand what drives the investment decision and learn how to infuse that into your marketing, into your content, into every single conversation you have about your offer. It is your responsibility as the CEO, as the salesperson, as the marketer in your business to learn how to articulate the value and continue to hold that perceived value. Conversation after conversation, post after post. That is leadership. And your clients want a leader. Your clients don't want someone who is afraid to get rejected. Your clients don't want someone who is discounting their offer just because they are hearing a no or hearing a money objection. Okay? I really want to highlight that again, like once that perception drops in your audience's eyes because you reduce the price in front of them, it is incredibly hard to raise it again. And don't forget all the work that you have done so far in order to increase even that perceived value using your marketing. So let that sink in, okay? So the third reason is that there will always be someone, okay? There will always be someone offering a lower price than you. Always. Always. There will always be a coach who is willing to charge less, who is packaging less, and who is delivering less. And if you try to win clients by being the cheapest option, you are now entering a rat race, okay, that has no finish line, okay, only a race to the bottom. So that is not how we want to build your personal brand. That is not how we want to position you, position your perspective in the marketplace. That is not how you want to be putting yourself out there, right? You want that high level perception. You want that brand that is communicating high value. So you are not the budget option. Stop pricing yourself like that. Instead of competing on the price, you need to get really good at selling based on the value that you are delivering. Value-based selling means that the prospect is not comparing your price to another coach's price. What did I mention earlier? People buy based on the price, right? No, that's not what I mean. So people buy based on the value they get, and they don't care about the price. They are comparing the cost of your offer to the cost of staying stuck. That is how you are shifting someone's thinking and perspective. They are weighing the investment against what their life and business looks like 6 months from now if they are not taking any actions. So when you sell on the value, the competition disappears because nobody else is like you. Nobody has the same solution like you. Nobody has the same story like you. Nobody has the same perspective like you. Nobody else has your lived experience, your coaching methodology, and the proximity you had with the problem and with the solution you have right now. So that is your competitive advantage. Not a lower price tag. Just because you're lowering the price doesn't mean they would choose you. What happened to me back then was that I was having a sales call, and this person was a dream client, and she was giving me a price objection. And then, even on the sales call back then, I lowered my price, and she still said no to me. And then a week later, I saw that this person invested in another coach, and the price of the program was 10x more than what I was charging. And that single moment was where I said I will never discount my offer ever again. I will learn how to communicate the value better, because I realized, instead of actually putting all the blame and all the, oh my God, why didn't you choose me, into my prospect's hand, I was having the control, and I was like, okay, damn, that actually means I'm not doing a good job in my marketing. That actually means I am not communicating in a way that my prospect is understanding what I can do for them with my coaching offer. That is on me. So I took all the control back. And since then, I never discounted my offer. I never had prospect who wanted to pick my offer. I was continued to sell one offer and hit 6 figures in my coaching business with high ticket offers only. So I want to add one more thing here, because what is so important to understand is that discounting is cutting it directly into your profit. So I am all about having a profitable coaching business, like a lean team, less expenses, and where you are having huge profit based on what you are making in your sales, right? So you don't want to have like a coaching business where you're making sales and there is no money that you are taking home, or no money that you can see as a profit. So every time you drop your price by $500, by $1,000, by $2,000, that is money coming straight out of your take-home income. That is not strategy. That is not a smart strategy. That is a pay cut you are giving yourself. You started this coaching business for freedom. Freedom for time, freedom for money, freedom to work from wherever you want. You started this business to build generational wealth, to create more opportunities for your family, and to stop living in survival mode. And how does discounting move you toward any of that? That's a question you have to ask yourself before you are even thinking about discounting, because it doesn't. It moves you backward, right? Like, more clients at a lower price means more work, more energy, but less margin. And that is the same exhaustion you were trying to escape, or you are still trying to escape from your 9 to 5. So you didn't build this business to give yourself a pay cut. Write this down. You didn't build this business to give yourself a pay cut. Okay, so again, discounting destroys your sales because it expresses a lack of conviction and confidence in your offer, in yourself, and your prospects mirrors your uncertainty right now. Everything what your prospect is mirroring you back is coming from you. Don't blame your prospect. Take the control and think about, what am I communicating that the prospect is mirroring back the uncertainty? Discounting is reducing the perceived value of your offer in your audience's eyes. It puts you in a price war that you will never win, because there is always someone who will charge less than you. And it cuts directly into your profit you need to build the life you actually want, where you want to have more fun, more fulfillment, and more freedom. So you are watching this, you are listening to this episode, and you know you have been dropping your prices left and right, whether out of guilt because you are making more money, or fear of rejection, or what your family and friends will say, or you just don't have the strategy how to actually increase your price, or what to do when someone actually rejects the price, right? I want you to hear me. The answer is, again, not lowering your price. The answer is a stronger belief, a clearer messaging, $1 million messaging, and a sales process that holds the value of what you are offering inside your offer. And that is exactly what we build inside Leverage 20. You learn from day one how to articulate value. Because once you have that skill of articulation, value articulation, that is where you will see higher demand for your offering, for your one-on-one, for your group, for your mastermind. You will learn how to handle objection without flinching, without panicking. And you will sell your offer at your full price. You can say bye-bye to discounting. Even when friends are applying, even when prospects are pushing back, even when your brain is telling you to make it easier on everyone. This is the program for you to say goodbye, to be that good girl in your marketing and in your sales. So if you want to learn, whenever you are ready to learn how to sell your offer at a full price, 3K, 5K, 10K offer consistently without discounting, without apologizing for your rates, I want you to DM me the word ready on Instagram and I will send you the details for Leverage 20. As I always say, be sold on yourself first, do it scared and do it anyway. Thank you so much for tuning in and I see you in the next episode. Bye.